Scrape by the skin of our teeth.
I think I'd rather be on top of the seat of my pants than next to them.
As long as the seat of your pants isn't in the skin of my teeth.
Sounds gross.
Definitely.
Fair.
Anyways. Okay.
In that position, something tells me it's partially your fault.
Okay.
You can't tell me you didn't engineer some part of that.
Okay. Found where we were last time.
Culture will everything.
I just now realized someone put a dunce cap on. Doesn't matter. We're going on tangents now. As the team moves forwards into the next stage of events, you go towards the future library after visiting the past one. Kobo wanted to know immediately, hey, how do we solve this? The Goliath had no idea. Like, maybe beat him one at a time? Was there a device? So to seek further wisdom, you decided to go to the future one, or for other reasons. Honestly, in my notes, it just says they had a vision of the future, maybe, and are heading towards the future dude. Gives you a hint of how I take notes.
I think it's
totally like an oracle.
Boom, who has the vision thingy.
Yeah.
Artifact, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
The vision stick.
Yeah. Anyways, your team managed to get there. Not with... no, it took a little bit of a while. It wasn't forever, but you definitely still have time to do things there. But afterwards, you're probably going to have to go to sleep. Time relative, hard to tell, day and night. But along the way, one of you did have a recurring dream illusion. Psychosis breakdown. Kind of hard to tell.
Psychotic break? No.
Allowing yourself to take the vision. I believe you were right. Kothos. Why was I supposed to say Kothos? Gothos.
You've merged Kobo and Gothos now, you monster.
Boom did learn.
Well, enough about getting us confused. Amalgamation.
Yeah.
Boob didn't learn. Now I said boob.
Pretty sure people look the same.
Okay. Boom did learn potential future event. They saw these two various monstrosities attacking and fighting this other thing with tentacled hands and two ape-like heads. Coming into contact, or at least visualizing this, almost made you insane. So, honestly, Nom-Nom's there for a reason. Came quickly over, healed you, and you're more or less okay. But that was the last vision before you enter into the future part of the library. Fun times. Oh, so for some reason, the PDF tells me that the librarians don't really like you. You figured that out with the present dude. Like, they were willing to listen to you, but they really didn't do anything for you. The past guy gave you some device you could use to maybe learn a few things while in these areas. So who's to say how the future... I think the future one's a woman... Yeah. Who knows how she'll react?
I guess we'll find out in the future.
She's already made up her mind, hasn't she? No.
Yeah.
She sees the writing on the wall. She knows what we're up to.
Yeah, geez, guys, this library had a lot more audio-visual stuff than I was expecting. Visions are creepy.
Yeah, I guess they must have good local funding.
Anyways. Where was
This municipality really cares about education.
Boom, do you tell anyone about your vision, by the way, or do you just keep it to yourself?
I will go ahead and relay it. It seems like potentially pertinent information.
A gorilla with tentacle arms, you say?
To death, you say?
Yeah. Shreds, you say?
Yeah. Giving the information to the team, it is a disturbing thought, first and foremost.
Although,
and go
I
ahead.
prefer to think of it as an octopus with a gorilla body.
I guess.
The more brains in its arms. I don't know. Has Gothos ever heard of such a creature before?
Um,
Oh, and it had 2 heads.
religion.
Okay.
19. You've heard vague information on like demon and devil lords. It might be pertinent to this type of information since you're going against, demon lords.
Hey guys, I'm thinking rival demon lord maybe. I can't recall. All the lessons. There was a lot of incense.
Oh, just to make sure we're on the same page, I'm going to go ahead and use prestidigitation to just make a little tiny statuette of the 2-headed ape thingy. And actually, for extra bonus points, I'll go ahead and do like little high-fidelity wedding cake figures of the bride and groom. Just so we know all the major players in this illicit love triangle.
So nobody's confused.
Yeah.
The big slime ape guy with tentacle arms, and what does the prince look like? I forget. No, it's the myconoid lady.
The
big
myconoid
slime.
lady, the slime king,
Okay.
and the ape tentacle dude.
Right. That classic
I'm pretty-
threesome.
I'm pretty sure one of them looks like Zugtmoy and the other one looks like Jublix.
Yeah. Yep. You nailed it. Jubilex.
Before I got drafted, my instructor taught me prestidigitation. I always like to call the spell Polaroid. Nobody thought that was an amusing name.
Yeah. But you see in front of you... You just got it.
No, your reaction to it is what caught me. Yeah.
Anyways, seeing in front of you, you do see a very beautiful, ornate, but very creepy woman with fungal growths all over her. Standing next to her seems to be a very rotund individual with horned, like ram horns on the top of their head with a almost skull-like face with a long tongue. Adjacent to them is the very tall, long, tendrilled, ape-like creature.
So when you said a female with like fungus growing out of her, were we talking like a dark elf, or are we talking like totally fungus creature?
It's hard to tell, but it honestly looks like the entity itself, bless you, is made out of fungus, and like the hair itself is more visible of fungus, but it has a womanly feature to it.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure it wasn't
one
the.
we've already fought once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you not air quotes dealt with, but sent her back for a bit.
Moited. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't the dark elf lady that was infected by the mushrooms.
That was Slash.
Possession. I don't know.
Fair enough. I can't find my tokens, so I'm just giving you descriptors. Yep, can't find them. Whatever. You get this information, and easy enough, you get and discern the descriptors. So if you find them again, you'll take note and know who they are. Volt does state, since they are more or less a information keeper by trade, she does state, based off of what Gothos said and Demon Lords, it might be prudent to maybe ask about them to the next. I honestly don't know what they are considered. I suppose librarians. The next librarian we meet, maybe determining where or what level of the abyss they come from. might be able to give us more clues on what powers they held.
Yeah, I think if we're lucky, we're just gonna get there, and the vision of the future is they're all dead, and we did our job good. But
Hey,
sure, yeah, let's go ask questions.
you come up to the Future Keeper, Ostava. I don't have a token for her, so it's just gonna be Umas's token again, but with her name.
Yeah, if it hasn't become clear, Gothos, I think a gambler is kind of like the antithesis of someone who believes in a fortune teller, right? Because they're like, why would I spend my money getting a fortune when I could spend my money trying to win a fortune?
I guess.
Or like, even if that's not the kind of gambler you were, you'd be interested in the thrill of the unknown, right? Like, what can happen next? So Gothos is kind of like, yeah, he's down on this fortune teller. He's like, oh, look at me, I can see the future.
Rather mediocre future.
You come into the
And what
area.
if I don't do that? Go.
You come into the area where she's currently standing. Just imagine giant Goliath with a bow. I don't know. Honestly, they all look the same in the picture I've seen. I think I already showed you before.
Wow, that is really racist.
It is.
This one's a half sash is a full sash covering both breasts, but I'm too lazy to depict it. That's the only difference between male and female.
Honestly, yes. Unfortunately.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. But anyways, Gustavo does more or less look towards you and nod, but currently, see, they, it's this one you're talking with right now.
Yeah. I'll just.
It's not me.
Hang on. It was empty for some reason.
Anyways, what was I gonna say? Looking towards you, they do nod towards you, but they don't really pay too much mind. Right now, they seem to be in a meditative state. Would have made more sense if it was a black boss, but okay.
It's trying to be artistic.
What do you do? Right now, there are like books everywhere, but they are meditating right now. It almost seems as if they are not really paying attention to you, rather not even paying attention to their surroundings.
Gothos isn't paying attention to her.
Stova probably already dealt with us already.
I guess in their mind? You haven't tried to speak with her though, like in present time.
Anybody?
Hello?
Come on. Yeah, go for it. Hello?
Says Toulouse, I guess. I know it was Gatos, but I'm just making a joke. Gustavo does look towards you. In a rough and tumble voice that's a little bit more feminine, I guess. Wizards of the Coast. They do look towards you and open their eyes for a second. And then do state, yes, what is it?
We were actually curious about the future.
Eye roll.
There's apparently a wedding involving 2, maybe 3 unsavory individuals, and I believe we were wondering what would happen if they were not stopped from their unholy matrimony.
Oh, yes, bloodshed. Plenty of bloodshed. Trying to see if there's another pattern, but all I see is blood, entrails, and death around me. Still looking, still trying to see if there's another way, another chance for survival.
Holy crap, I haven't even mentioned which wedding yet.
It's true. Could be a lot of bloody weddings. It is the
Someone's
Under-
watching
No
a very specific
No
season
wonder
of
the
Game of
divorce
Thrones over
rate's
and over
so
again.
high.
It is the Underdark, so it's not unimpossible. Even though that sentence made no sense. But yeah, you mentioned this, and her straight up answer is, yes, bloodshed, death, toiling all around us. Trying to see if I can't find a way, if a chance to survive. For everyone to survive.
Well, does that plan for survival involve perhaps a locally available group of adventurers with poor judgment?
She like mimics as if she
It's
might.
called courage.
She mimics almost in the air as if she's playing a harp, or at least plucking at strings. And she looks towards you and does state, adventurers, yes, there are some paths there, but many of them die, many of them bleed to death, and others turn and go against their party.
Oh boy, they wouldn't happen to be in any sort of lettered teams, would they?
There are a few. One is the individual known as what's a high elf sounding name? Fenrir. He will slaughter the one named Gothos, first striking his mount and then murdering him from behind.
Oh, I'll die before I let any Welsh guy kill me.
The man already died.
That doesn't exactly
future
make you
ended
any
a while
more
ago.
heroic.
But that string has been untethered some time ago.
Oh, him? Oh, yeah. The death didn't stick.
Ah,
To be fair, it was their own fault. They wanted a slave. Little did they know.
That man died a while ago. Doesn't matter though. She does state, all I see are potential patterns, potential turmoil, and most of it leads to death. I need more clarity. I need more information to fine-tune it, bring it down, other than scrappy adventurers.
Okay, finish.
They're finished.
Game, just to recap, we are a band of royally sanctioned and supplied warriors, accompanied by, a divine entity. Gothos isn't going to say any of this because he doesn't give a shit about the future crap, but
yeah.
you guys might.
Enter does state, perhaps telling her more about the demon lords might help. I'm not entirely sure. It sounds like she's just looking through a blanketed vision of the future rather than fine-tuning everything.
But we already killed one of them. How hard can it be?
Weren't they weakened severely?
Through stuff that we did.
That's true.
well, wait a minute. If one of them's already killed, then
They
isn't our
came
problem already
back.
solved?
They came back.
Oh, that doesn't sound very thorough.
Yeah, when demons die, they go back to their plane of existence, and then they have to find another way back.
Yeah, you tell
Wait.
me how to go to. Yeah.
So are you saying that this is something that's going to have to be done every 2 months?
Well, if we get both of them back there and ruin the whole demon portal runes of permanence thing or runes of binding, then hopefully problem solved.
Hmm.
You got to remember, there's some drow involved in this too.
In the Underdark? No.
Yeah, House Ban, something's. I don't remember.
Rambam?
I definitely don't have it written down.
Let's see.
Banra.
Benzo Branson. It's a
That's
really
the
short
street.
name. I'm surprised you didn't remember it. Oh, no,
No,
that
it's-
was, yeah.
It's House Banra. Banray. They got an accent. They got an accent I don't really
How's
follow.
Danry?
You're not Scottish.
Yeah. Drow being Scottish.
Hey, are you making assumptions about the Drow?
Yes.
No,
I mean, you know that there is an underground of Scotland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I
That's
think they should,
Duergar.
The only
be
problem,
Australian,
though,
because
is
they're from down under.
the only problem is though with the Drow specifically, if they don't align with their way of or their vision, they're usually killed off. So there's likely not a Scottish Drow.
True. All the Drow are Welsh.
Apparently.
No, here's the more authentic
Or probably
Drow
Southern.
accent. They'll
But I'll
always
take it.
be like this, and
For
they've
just a
got a
second.
scheme for you.
For
Slash-
just a second, I thought that was your Welsh accent, and I was like, oh no.
That's terrible
No,
Welsh.
that was more like drunken redneck.
Yeah, it was more drug redneck than altogether.
Not even drunken. But anyways.
Not even drunk.
Oh my God, we're the Drow, and we're totally evil.
So now we went full Karen.
It's
No,
either
you-
Watch out,
Karens.
the worst kind of Drow is the Valley Drow.
anyways.
Like,
Slash annoyed. Antidote does state, perhaps giving her more information might help clarify the visions. Not entirely sure. So I don't know what a Valley Drow is. Slash then states, there doesn't exist one. If someone doesn't align with the vision of their own house, they're usually killed off.
Well,
Unless they're very
don't
strong, then
believe
they are
they
allowed
exist,
to
they
live.
cannot harm you.
Well, I guess somebody else is going to have to fill in the details because I'm still a little bit fuzzy on why we're trying to crash a wedding. I understand it's a bad thing, but
Hey, as we said before, the wedding will literally turn the Underdark into like a fiendish realm, where if you kill a demon, it just goes right back here. Instead of another plane of existence. So it's like, oh, that's bad.
Also,
this is why you don't have an open bar at your weddings.
You guys just want to wave, hand wave detailing information? Because it didn't seem like anyone understands.
I said Gothos can't do it.
Yeah, it's funny. When I was sent on this mission, basically my superior tried to give me these documents that detailed all the stuff I was going to have to worry about, and kept looking at it, and it just like, did I mention I just couldn't stand those documents?
Very nice.
You threw them away as soon as you could.
Something about a PDF, I believe, right?
Something like that. Kind of a weird name for a scroll, but kind of an illusionary thing. Seemed like it was always hard to keep track of where your place was in it.
But hey, I guess out of game, Bract. What do you? You're now a sort of a holy entity yourself, aren't you? Wouldn't you consider maybe sort of a divine mandate to get rid of these fiends?
That's actually a good question. They are fiendish. They are not supposed to be here.
Hey, that logic
I
neither
would
are you.
need to send more than a WhatsApp message to ask if I could have that mandate, but
I was just wondering if you felt something intrinsically because of your change. Like.
well done,
just-
Ma. Do I feel anything different?
You do feel an ever-growing presence of danger, but you're in the Underdark, so that's not uncommon. Just a little bit more.
Yeah, the feeling just became a little bit stronger when I changed.
Yeah.
I was wondering if your character would be willing to fill them in on what they knew.
Unless you actively try to speak with your tethered god, Bract, you wouldn't feel a massive change.
That's something I will do tonight. Meditate, try to get a message.
Yeah.
See what's gonna happen there.
Antidote just states, all right then, do you want me to tell them? It seems like some of you don't really understand.
Sure.
And looks towards Kathos. And some of you don't want to.
Looks at Bragg.
Hey, All I know is my lady, if she wanted me to know something, she'd tell me.
I think this is a way of telling you, but sure. Antidote hand waves the information. Basically starts from the beginning of the adventure, from when you met him. Blah blah blah, detailing fight, saving Slash by beating her up, taking her, more or less, forcibly telling her to direct you how to get out of here. You eventually figure that out, bring in a few more people, nom, boom. One person left because they figured out a way to figure something out. More on that maybe later, or maybe not at all. That is her story to tell. You guys eventually get up and out of here. Come back down, but before that you meet Brack, so you come back down. Fight again. Before that though, meet a giant slime thing being controlled by kind of a loner kind of guy. Instead of killing him, you show pity and more or less get him a job. By the end of the story, Gustava seems to understand it a little bit
After
better.
we steal his stuff.
Everyone else seems
Yeah,
more
Tell him
confused.
that.
If Antidote is doing this like storytelling wise, Gothos could not resist chiming in at points, and the way that I can't.
Yeah. You do so, and Antidote eventually finishes the story, and then we arrived here to potentially gain any new information or help along the way. Ustama does state, this is clearer. This definitely is good information. It does help a lot, honestly. Okay. She begins to mimic the harp string play once more until it feels like she's tugging on one string specifically. One or maybe two. Kind of hard to tell. But she does state, yes, I do see nature's abomination. A demon lord made out of spores and blood. I believe this creature is known as Zuktamoy, an ever encroaching growth of rot within the realm, growing by day and by time, eventually being part of the network of the underground itself. If they are not exterminated soon, they will latch on to this realm and never let go. The other, with spinning tendrilled forked hands, seems to be that of a prince of demons. I don't know their name, but they hold great power over various other creatures. If they are allowed to stay here, they will have great command of the demons that were allowed through this portal, and another portal that will soon open by they plug a string and then it comes back to them. It's the Drow capital. I don't remember the name. It's not...
Benzo
Menzo.
Yes. That's also me and the character not remembering. But mostly me! Yes, thank you. That portal will be opened by the Drow that tried to do it beforehand, believing that they could succeed where they failed the first. But when doing so, it would allow the third, a creature named the Jubilex, a creature of clouded slime, to be aroused and arisen inside this domain once more. First given its champion strength, and now a new champion will rise again. If these creatures were to meet, it would end the life in the Underdark, and then soon after into the dream world. And you don't really understand what that means, but she continues. Soon enough, the Underdark would be overcome, and those that are already here would either surrender and take up arms with them, or die perishing. And then rise into the dream world soon after. I do see a potential chance. If you are to persuade them against one another, or take them down before they ever meet at all. That is the one chance we have here and now.
Hey, wait a minute. You said you can turn them against each other?
They would only
That's...
ally with one another if it was fruitful for them. But if you could persuade them, change their own vision of things, there is that chance. Demons and devils do not care for one another, and would often not, if they could, strip the other of power.
Hey, well, yeah, fine. I'll bite. You see a future and that happens? What do we do in that future?
Yeah, at this point it's just potential chance, so 16 pretty good. Looking at this, she does state there is one that you cannot persuade. The tendrilled Prince of Demons, which monkey man with tentacle hands, you believe. She does state they are a primal being, acting on impulse and their own desires. I would state not to try to persuade this one. The others could be mitigated to listen to your words.
Sorry, out of character. You said that for the bad thing to happen, all three of them had to meet, or just the two getting married?
If any of them meet, it's extremely hard to stop it at that point. If all three of them meet, it's endgame.
Okay. Any combination is bad. Okay.
Yeah, it's just all three is worse.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a way we can turn them against each other, you said?
Yeah, she did state that they often and not, demons and devils, don't like to work with one another unless it's beneficial to both or all parties. If you can find a way of persuading them to go against it, seeing or believing they have a chance to take possession or power from the other, they would more or less be willing to. But you just have to, not be dumb about it. She also stated that the Prince of Demons would not be one you could persuade with words. They are primal. They are highly in it for themselves.
Monkey Boy doesn't do subterfuge.
Yeah.
Monkey Boy doesn't stab in the back, he just stabs in the face. Just
Alright,
stab
fine.
in the face, problem solved.
I mean, he's not wrong.
True.
Anyway, okay. Anybody else got any questions about the future?
Puts a pair of quotes.
Yeah. You read me
Get
like a book.
married.
Well,
Can Brack even still have kids?
He's like an angel man now. What is he?
Yeah.
Is that what you asked them? Right.
If I hear Brack do that, that'll be my reaction.
do I learn how to use a short sword anytime soon?
I could teach you that.
I don't think so.
Not that difficult.
Oh,
I don't know. Do you?
Vision of the Future. I like Brack's version of it.
It's not that difficult.
See? Fortune tellers are dumb.
It will
Oh,
take
sorry.
weeks, but it is
700
possible.
gold and 100 weeks. It's not that difficult.
It also does 6 weeks.
Who,
Do you have the
doesn't
time to
who-
learn the sword?
who doesn't have 2 years to sit around?
It's barely have a month.
I know.
Yeah. She basically states by the time you would have no. But that doesn't mean you can't learn it. Just priorities. While you're in this area, I'm assuming one of you does look around. I know Kobo is observing them play the harp. It's not an actual harp, it's just that kind of plucking. They're not playing an instrument.
Oh,
Gothos
so
will
when you were
nudge.
saying they were plucking, I thought they were plucking something. And
Yeah.
that something was like a harp that helps you see the future, which I
No.
tend to take.
Gothos will nudge Toulouse and Kobo and kind of roll his eyes and go, "Threads of fate." Ugh.
Okay, so there's not an actual physical object there.
You don't know.
I miss that part.
Could be invisible.
Right.
Does anyone see with... I'll give it with Devil Sight. Devil Sight or True Sight?
Nope. I
Because it's a
mean,
no.
even no, I think True Sight is like a level 6 spell or something.
Yeah, and we also stated, Brat, you're not getting True Sight.
No, that would be complete and utter BS.
Does someone have blind sight of 30 feet?
Oh,
Actually, I think Echo might.
Oh, the Echo might. And what about Toulouse's eye?
I think Toulouse's eye is 10 feet of blind sight.
Well, if it got right up there. No.
I guess so. But yeah, Echo is currently doing their echolocation, and there is like a loom in the sky. It's invisible, so I guess only Echo can see it. And
Nailed it.
Toulouse's eye when they hover around it.
Well, okay. Is everybody being obvious about trying to look for these threads of fate or something?
Gothos is probably more looking around the room because he's trying to affect, that kind of bored air.
While you're doing so, you do see like something written along the doorway. It reads in Dwarvish or Giant. I don't know why it says Dwarvish or Giant, because Giant is a variation of Dwarvish.
Yeah, that they're from the same kind of dialect, so
Well,
maybe it's, under a progenitor.
yeah, I
It
think
says on there, "We didn't talk like this."
Whatever.
I think it's because there are not everybody knows that.
Yeah, that's-
Giant isn't Dwarven script.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Not everybody's professionals like us.
When you see it, it does read, the present is like sand, ever flowing and escaping one's grasp without mercy or respite.
Hails this, what does that say? That? Okay.
That's what you learn.
Ever forward without mercy or respite.
Oh wait, sorry, that was the archive of the present, and you were already there, so you already know that. But the future one says, the future is a song we remember, but we cannot rush to its end lest we destroy the melody. So no Nightcore.
Everybody plays their part. Everybody plays their part, huh? Yeah, well, I'm more of a jazz player, I guess.
Yeah. And while the others are also looking around while, answers are being given, you do hear like hints of watery sound in the area. Inches close to the surrounding walls, as if a riverbed is moving around. But you see no water. You do see crystals in the room that are glistening as if wet, but again, no water to be found. But she does.
You got a leak in here, Ostava?
No. No, yes. In about 3 weeks, there will be a leak.
Did you pre-order the plumber yet?
If the leak's in 3 weeks, how come we can hear it now?
She looks towards you confused, but she does state, the sound you hear It is the ever-flowing path of the future. Not one route, but many. And currently, they all lead towards doom, within the realm of the Underdark. That sound you hear is the path of the future, the path of the present leading to the future.
Huh.
And for some reason, it sounds like water.
You know, it says over the door there, according to Elsdeath, that the future's a melody. I mean, just on an off chance that anybody knows how to play some songs or something that are a little more not Doom-like. This is as good a place as any to set up camp for the night.
I can try playing a happy song.
Those like, yeah, I mean, like, why not?
Do what you will, but you can't sleep here. Also, you do, I imagine, have a crystal that can read and give you visions of the future. You could perhaps use this to define what you see before you or what is to come. Even though it makes sense that I would tell you this, but for some reason, this tablet shows you the PDF. Prevents me from doing so.
Boom, you still got a charge in that thing.
I think you tapped out for the day. For the future one, anyways.
Yeah, so we still got one for the present, one for the past.
Yeah. Okay, so we don't have to go home, but we can't sleep here?
Exactly, this is a library. Only I can sleep here.
See,
As
they
a
learned how to
librarian.
have an open bar.
I mean, not very welcoming when you're only guests in I don't know how many years, but
I'm
fine.
supposed to
Trying
hate you for
save
some
the world.
reason.
Probably because of my voice.
I don't know. This book again
You're just so
shows you the PDF.
irritating. I know. It is written.
Tells me that I am supposed to not like you, both me and my brother, but the past brother's okay with you.
You're a slave to the future.
Ah,
Well, probably
Actually-
knows because your brother in the past knows that we're idiots.
what
So
will
we
we do to
need
make
his
you
help.
mad?
It says
Probably
here
caused that
one of you
stupid
will
leak.
steal something very important.
Damn it, Kobo!
That
It kind of it's that
everybody looks at
Simpsons
Kobo.
meme.
As soon it was clarified that it was some big invisible thing, I went ahead and nixed the plan. I thought something else was going on. That was my misunderstanding of the description.
It's that Simpsons meme where we're just like, sorry, reflex.
Yeah.
She didn't say Kobo, just someone.
No, I was just, clarifying for you, the DM,
Yeah.
that as soon as I realized it wasn't what I had just initially imagined. Stop.
Just clarifying for you, the DM, that was happening, but I changed my mind.
When it became a loom.
Yeah, when it became a loom and invisible, I thought they were playing a physical harp, and my character would have seen that right away that it was some big invisible thing. Yeah.
If you know,
That sort of
I
operation
clearly
would take
saw
way
that
too
the
long.
item was invisible.
if you've heard or read Greek mythology, it's basically the loom of life or whatever it's called. Creating the tapestry of history, and they're like plucking the strings before it's been woven in. I forget which
Threads of
mythology is
Fate.
the one I'm thinking about. Yes, Threads of Fate, but there's a specific one that reads it as a loom, but whatever. That's what they're doing.
Probably Greek.
Probably.
Anyway.
She does state, yes, one of you will steal something valuable, important, and not even know it.
What if it was knowledge?
No, that sounds
Huh?
dumb. But
You sound
maybe
dumb.
I won't know
Well,
until
wait
4 weeks from now.
Yeah, how does one steal something without knowing that they stole it?
As a team, you will not know, but one of you will most surely know.
Probably whatever's causing that leak.
Probably not. But yeah, more or less.
I see why you don't like us anymore. No.
I still don't like you. It tells me not to like you, but I honestly don't care.
What if I roll persuasion? No.
Yeah, for some reason, present and future aren't supposed to like you. I don't know why. If you tell them about the demons, or demon lords rather, they are willing to work with you. Which is dumb, but whatever.
I can only assume it's because the past guy is like, have you heard about this shit that these guys did? And they're like, oh, come on, don't bring that into my realm.
Exactly.
I can see the future one not liking you, but the present one... Anyways, she does state, other than that, I only have information on giant kin within the Underdark, and the Underdark itself. If you want information on the dream world, well then you would have to speak with whoever scribes for you all. So nothing for the surface.
Alrighty. Yeah, do we want to find some lodging somewhere? Camp out inside a dome?
Antidote does state, I'm pretty sure we had, this one rock dude tell us we could sleep in one of those houses that we came by before entering the library.
Sounds like a plan. Maybe try and aim for a vision of the present and want to maybe... I don't know how well I can target this thing, but maybe try to look at whatever this portal thing is they're talking about, or maybe we can look at whoever this difficult drow person is.
It's possible, I suppose. More or less you begin to, like you guys do, walk away, ignore the person once you're through with them.
Sure, they weren't rude to us or anything.
They were. But that doesn't mean two
met our
people can't be
match.
rude.
We met our match.
You guys begin to head out to the hallway. You've been to the past one before, but it's not as if you can't get lost because you've been getting lost the entire time. I'm just going to hand wave it and say you guys get there eventually. Without too much of an issue. And do you want to see a vision?
Aren't we trying to sleep?
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, let's get a vision before bedtime.
Might be a good time. Maybe they come up in certain times.
Okay.
So that everyone's dreams will be restful and definitely normal.
I think Boom's currently the one with the crystal, so as you go in, the crystal does shine and stream, glistening in the no water, because there isn't any. The water sound's gone, by the way, but it begins to activate like it normally does, and you allow it to show you a vision of the present. The present. Looking at it, you try to hone in on it, and it reads it shows you as follows. Okay. You see a circle of small hooded figures. Their forms hunched and emaciated. Their gestures and movements are jerky, indicative of a madness possessing them. They are chanting, swaying in their own words, and then they stop as the glow of Furzrez rises around them. I don't know how to pronounce this word. It was F-A-E-R-Z-R-E-S-S.
Frazaz?
Furzrez rises in around them, whispering to them in an unintelligible sounds. The Darrow crackle and dance, their hands glowing with a power that isn't theirs. The vision shifts and suddenly a gray dwarves stare down at the red-hot metal on their anvils. The constant rhythm of their hammering falters. Suddenly brothers turn against brother, as minds turn inward upon themselves, spark fly, and a city burns. Then the rest of you have this vision as well.
Oh, geez, it sounds. Oh, yeah. No, that looks like the Grey Dwarf city is about to. Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, you've been to the city before, Grogglestoffa, I think.
Yeah, I could not remember the names. Sorry, you know they're wacky.
You dealt with the Durgar. You've lived through this. It is not a pretty thing to realize that they're probably all dead. They didn't like you, but they're probably all dead.
So they forged a weapon and it made them all crazy.
It seems like something corrupted them, their society, and caused them basically to die out through a frenzied means of possession, and then just ultimately just fighting each other.
And this is something that is like currently happening.
This is currently happening.
I think the weapon.
What's that, Toulouse?
Nothing. I thought we're seeing a vision of what's happening currently.
Yes.
Shit.
Yeah, you're super quiet.
Am I? I thought I fixed it.
Sounds fine to me.
A little louder than you were a moment ago, but yeah, still pretty quiet.
Not super quiet, but sorry.
Probably because Thomas was screwing with his audio settings.
No, that was my fault. How does that?
That sounds much
Pretty
better.
Okay, now I
Yeah.
have to turn reality down.
I see a vision of the present. Thomas's ears are bleeding.
Slash asks, who's Thomas?
New sense.
Looks towards the teams that are still left over. This one woman, dwarven in nature, goes, my name's Thomas. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, actually, a little,
It's a family name.
known fact is that all souls have a unique name that's actually separate from the name of the body that they inhabit.
Yeah.
Although it's rumored that some souls do not actually exist, and the bodies merely exist to service the whims of others.
Boom's eyes are just like going back and forth. Like, yeah. Like,
Must
Yeah.
be a surface world thing, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, should we
I
rest?
hated the philosophy classes.
Yeah, you guys have the vision of an impending doom that is currently happening. Underground dwarf brothers fighting each other, killing each other. Like, it takes madness to keep them away from the anvils, the heated iron and metal. So yeah, not good. Things are pretty bad.
Does Eldith see this?
She doesn't care.
What? Isn't this her?
It's not like
challenge?
it's her. It's like these inferior dwarves who can't avoid becoming
Like-
mad.
Like,
out of character, but Elsdeath would know this, is that Duragar Grey Dwarves have waged like centuries of war against her people because they're bitter and terrible.
yeah.
Like old dwarves.
The best way I can explain it is Eldeth is their cousin, and they don't like each other.
Actually, I think Gauntlgrim in particular, where her uncle is king, was held by the Duragar for centuries after they ran the regular dwarves out of it. So she probably,
Yeah.
she didn't give a.
Yeah, think of it as family they don't like, and they're more or less contempt or don't care if they die out. It's kind of mean, but that's kind of how she sees it.
I've got a really dumb idea for the vision of the past. I'm wondering if I can try to look and see what haphazard misadventures this group got into to thwart these plans the first time before I got involved.
I was about to criticize you for trying to get more visions of whatever this craziness was before bed, but we actually did pretty good. You have fun with that.
We will be going out of our way to get there, but shouldn't be an issue. So long as we don't fight tomorrow, should be fine.
Yeah.
It's not my itinerary.
You go to the future one. You're not going to get your full 8 hours of sleep. If you're an elf, you're fine. If you need to meditate to rest, you're fine. Everyone else is not okay. Just don't find anything tomorrow and you're fine.
Do we get exhausted or do we just not regain anything?
You get a disadvantage whenever I say so.
That sounds like exhausted to me.
Not fully exhausted because you don't get disadvantage on everything. On your skills.
Okay.
That sounds cursed.
Yes.
Yeah, we're cursed for a day.
It's kind of that thing when you forgot to sleep, but you're wired, so you are awake at the time you need to be. But at one point in time, you like almost faint and go to sleep.
Oh, it's like the day before yesterday.
Yeah.
I think it's like everybody just had that vision of slaughter, and it's like, do you want to go to bed? Everyone's like, no.
Yeah. But what was I gonna say? You head towards the
Let me try the History Channel.
past.
Don't try the History Channel.
You go towards the History Channel and you see ancient aliens, people with afros, saying science, and another guy that is selling you something at an antique roadshow.
Oh no.
That's disturbingly more detailed than I was expecting.
Somehow there's the same announcer for the alien shows as there is for a legitimate documentary. You can't tell the difference.
No, that's the Discovery Channel.
I know. I was making a joke. It wasn't accurate. 100% anyways.
I think we're all making jokes.
Anyways, you go to the past one and
I'm gonna go and find a room, Dogma. I've not gotta go back to the past.
you go to the path. You find a house that you can easily just sleep in. You close it for the rest of the team, so they don't.
And I will try to meditate and.
You're able to do so. You're fine. Everyone else
And,
takes random exhaustion.
Yeah.
and I will try to contact.
Oh, look at
unless
me.
Wi-Fi is too spotty, Morada.
Okay.
No, Mister, I've got a halo is too good to sleep in the pile all of a sudden.
Okay, we'll do yours first and then the glimpse of the past. You go into a house. You easily enough not fall asleep, but you meditate before fully resting. Connecting with Morden inside your own mind. Go ahead and roll religion with advantage.
Religion with advantage. I don't think I will be getting it. Oh, I rolled a 19.
Ooh, wow, that's... Thank goodness you had advantage.
Yeah, good thing I had advantage. Yes.
Unless it's a natural one. You get disadvantage if it's a natural one. I'm just kidding. Okay.
What was the god again? It was the god of order, light,
Lawful
something.
good god of dwarves, chief deity of their pantheon. You would know this, Bract. Gothos would kind of know this. Not that you're there.
I was out of character.
Yeah. In a very gruff and tumbled voice that I probably won't do because it's early for some of you guys and late for some others.
This is the time to go into this Scottish accent now.
I can't do accents. All I can do is different cadences. Anyways, they do state. New child of mine, what brings you to my domain? Hey, how's it going?
Hey. I am gonna say I'm not all too used to all this religious things. So I apologize if I do not follow the required etiquette.
So long as you do good within your life and, don't spread my word in a uncouth way. Like, don't murder a bunch of children and say, in the name of Morden, I smite thee. You should be fine.
But what if those babies are demons and fiends?
Still, like, just because they're demons or fiends, that doesn't mean they can not grow up to be good.
They are evil.
They're still children. Prefer not to kill children.
Fair. Okay, no children. Good to know.
You can kill their parents, so long as they're doing evil.
Okay, so we can kill the parents, just not the children.
When they're doing evil. Don't just randomly murder them.
Fair. It was not that I was just gonna murder a random tiefling.
Practice like writing down on a notepad, kill all parents.
Kill all parents. Children are a band. Okay. No, but the reason that I'm here. Well, first, I thank you that you were willing to give me some of your power. My mother always told me that you are a kind and generous deity.
Flattery will get you most places. So what do you need?
Well, I am in need of your wisdom, because I have none.
Fair enough. To what trial?
I mean, look at my sheet.
Do you need my wisdom in?
Well, as far as I understand, there are currently demons trying to get from the Underdark into the Underdark and try to make their own realm. So we are trying to stop a marriage. I am really not sure of the fine details about things. Usually they just point in a general direction and I go ham. But before I would go back and do my old ways of cutting threads, I wanted to make sure that I knew my code of conduct and my rules of engagement. That's one of the reasons why I'm here. It seems that you're doing things in the background.
The holy noise. That's just the sound of prayers.
Excuse me, I'm getting a text. Comes back.
Well, how do you think the gods communicate?
Like that's like all they hear all day. It's like somebody's praying to me.
Go on.
Oh, where was I? Oh yeah. And the other thing is, we are supposed to stop a marriage in Gantelgrim between two.
Menso Branson.
Mantle Baranzan. Not Gantelgrim. Gantelgrim is the dwarven place. I don't know why I would start saying Gantelgrim.
They do state. Normally my judgment, or rather the thing I want most of my kindred to aspire to, is the creation of new inventions, constantly seeking improvement within your own being and those around you. Heavily on the dwarves, since I am their creator, but it can be on others that believe in me. Being good-natured, intelligent, and harmonious towards other good races within the realm.
Intelligent. Okay.
If this wedding, as you state, is a problem in all this, you might want to take out either the groom or the bride before they meet. Either with words or with a fatal blow.
Fair. Just as he is looking back on the note that he had just written down. As far as I understand at this current moment of time, neither of them are parents.
If they are doing evil, have they done evil? Have they brainwashed someone, murdered anyone, taken over an entire town, or something of this nature?
Yes,
I recently had a vision, yeah.
According to the visions of the future, they will murder everybody.
Then I think you're fine.
Okay, good. I just wanted to double check, not that...
you don't have to just murder parents.
Conspiracy to commit.
Ah, so I can, as long as they do evil. Okay.
I just said parents as a counterpoint to children.
I don't know whose voice that was. Thank you, Saul. The gun Saul in the background. You're welcome.
Okay, so might the evil, protect the weak and innocent, be in generally a nice and decent person to dwarves and other good races.
And aspire to improve.
Oh yeah. Aspire to. That last one is going to be tricky, but I will try to do better.
I'm already perfect. That's what I heard.
But yes, my lord, my liege, my god.
You can just call me Morden.
God. Okay, Moradin, I will no longer take up any of your time. I know you are a very busy person with a very busy schedule. I can already hear the dwarves chanting your name in the background.
Oh, they do it all the time. They're usually self-reliant, though.
What?
Very rarely do people commune with me, unless they want something specific. Just mainly my high clerics.
Orden's just bored.
So you're saying, you want to talk more. We are probably gonna need to smite something on a minor this is both me and my character tripping. Deificated level. So we eventually would need a weapon to be able to take those out. Same thing, maybe kinda, I guess. Do you have any pieces of advice that could get me into the right direction?
Finding your weapon with holy radiance in a degree with the divine, rather, would be a way of permanently locking them within their own realm. At least far longer than, say, a few months.
You trying to mosey in on my god-killing weapons racket?
No, I'm not. I am just trying to take it over.
The only other way of currently doing so would be perhaps to make a contract with them.
Oh no, not contracts. I have heard that only evil creatures do contracts.
A lot of evil and chaotic creatures.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
He
recommend it.
says, eternally soul-bound to this god.
Yeah. But
He did say a lot, not all.
he said a lot, not all. But one more question then on those holy weapons. Do you know where I can find somewhere here, near to me in the Underdark that is not being currently owned/used by a lawful/good creature that I cannot kill because you have told me only to kill evil parents?
Just evil. Doesn't have to be parents.
We can't kill Kyle to get the...
He just says,
again. Sorry, it was Bob Filbert, not Kyle.
Yeah, thank you. Close enough. Moradin does state, again, doesn't have to be parents, just someone that's doing evil.
Okay, just has to be parents. Okay.
I'm gonna assume you're messing with me. It's a good joke, by the way. If not, strive to be better. Anyways. Unfortunately, Lolth blinds us heavily on things that are in the Underdark. It is kind of her domain.
Of Lottle. Yes.
How much
I
do you
know? Pulls the armor a little bit forward that he's wearing. I know they have some very good shit.
How much does Bract know about Lolth?
Nothing.
Okay. That was an easy question to ask.
Except that she is a god of drown and that she has stats. That those are the only things he knows.
Okay.
Cool. Good enough things to learn. He does state, it is her realm, so if you do believe that these creatures, these demons, will head towards Menzoberranzan, then likely they will have weapons to potentially deal with these things. And if not, they're kind of dumb.
Oh, the devils and demons.
Mm,
Hmm.
maybe. It is her realm, so she likely would have collected some items to deal with demons and devils, since a lot of the houses of the worshippers of Lolth do deal with devils and demons a lot. It's
Brack
kind
does
of
know-
sometimes how they mate.
Brack knows as well as the rest of us.
Some
Sorry.
dark and kinky stuff.
Very kinky.
I was just saying, Brack knows
No
that
shame.
the
Go ahead.
drow are the drow are preparing runes of binding.
Yeah.
It just seemed relevant.
Oh,
Brack
yes.
knows that.
Oh, yes. Also, the drow people are preparing some runes of binding. I don't think it's gonna work. The runes may be strong, but that strong?
Might slow them down. I'm not entirely sure. Again, very blinded in that area. It's like someone threw sand in my face and I can't really see.
Brack puts away the sand.
His pocket sand.
I am corporeal, so you can't actually throw sand in my face. But
But we are in a non-corporeal place, so how would that work if I would throw no non-corporeal sand onto you?
good point. Good point. Contemplates.
Magic.
But he does state they'll likely have something, at the very least, have something to slow them down. I do know that the fungus one that you mentioned, even though I don't think you actually mentioned it, but I'm sure Brack would have been smart enough to say this.
10 intelligence.
Yeah.
Am I saying that right? Yeah, the 11 intelligence.
Yeah.
Am I
You're not
saying
dumb.
that right?
Like, an intelligence of 8 isn't dumb, it's just not smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does state. Morden does state. Okay. I do know that the fungus one, the don't know how to pronounce this name, but I'm gonna just call her the Fungus Queen since that's kind of what she is. Is the
What
most
you cannot
conniving and the
pronounce.
one most driven. So you're likely more or less able to persuade her if the time comes.
Zugtmoy, by the way.
Okay, so
I know.
we
It just feels
we-
like it's character.
He was like, I'm not getting bothered.
yeah. So we could convince the fungus queen to backstab the others. Not really
Potentially,
lawful,
yes.
But sure. Let
You can use
one-
evil to get rid of evil.
what? I thought we had to use good to get rid of evil. 'Cause
Either.
if
long as it gets rid
people
of it.
do nothing, that's when evil can succeed. So if
Yes, which is why you
have to
convince
fight
evil
evil
to
with
fight evil, and then you murder evil either way.
actually makes
Oh,
sense,
the old double cross, see?
but that would not be. Practice like had hurt, rubbing palms of his head. So fight evil with evil, trick evil into fighting evil, so you can stay lawful good. Okay.
Yes.
Writes that down. Underlines kill parents. And
For the fourth time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is really important.
well, no, he has crossed it out twice,
Oh,
written it
that's
above
true.
twice, and now it's on the bottom and underlined.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Uh,
kill parents crossed out, kill parents question mark, crossed out, kill parents exclamation mark, underlined, crossed out, kill parents.
Circled a million times.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
You begin to write it down. He then tells you how math works, like a negative with a negative equals a positive. You begin to write kill parents multiple times. Eventually, he does state, yes, Menzo Berenzin will likely have their own items to deal with things or at least slow things down. But if you don't believe they are smart enough or capable enough to do this, then speaking with the fungal one primarily will give you the most benefit out of all.
Okay. I thank you, my liege.
Of course.
Moradin.
And I'm not telling you to do this next part specifically, but they are super into strong things. Like, it doesn't have to be strength. It can be their intelligence, their guile, their charm, their magic. It just has to be strong. So being strong to persuade them would be beneficial.
You mean the fungus lady?
Yes.
Oh,
If
I
only
can
our-
lower all my strengths then. I thank you for your time, and if you ever feel lonely, bored, or alone, you know how to reach me.
Most of the time I'm making something in the forge, so I got time to kill.
Yeah, I am just saying. If
Backed over here. You
sounded
got
like
my
you were
number.
rather lonely, and I don't want my god to be lonely because that's how evil starts. But minor depressions, you don't want to be depressed. Me, I have seen people go through that. I have a friend called Gotas. He is severely depressed ever since he has started to betray his own people.
I did have to murder a few goblins.
That is fair. I'll keep it in mind.
Okay.
He begins to
As
walk.
he bows and he will leave.
He nods, begins to walk into the ether, and eventually you snap out of your meditation. You go to sleep, and the rest of the team is doing their own thing. You look at your notes that you've been writing down while meditating. For some reason, I was going to say
Only has killed
masticating.
parents on.
That made no sense. What are you eating? What are you eating?
What are you
That I had to
eating?
say masticating.
What are you even doing? What are you eating, Bract? You convening with your god and there's just shoe in your mouth now? What's happening?
For the last couple of days, I keep switching my words. Instead of meditating, I said masticating. That made no sense.
I'm just happy you didn't say
Masticate.
masturbating.
Masticating does mean chewing, so you're.
I know what it means.
Yeah.
It was close to
Meditating.
another word, Bract. You're not wrong. Anyways, the rest of the team.
It does have a calming
It's like,
effect.
Bryce has a problem. He won't stop. No.
Bract keeps shutting himself in a room alone all night,
Talking to
and
himself.
I can't tell if he's masticating or something else.
He huffs and he puffs and he blows the whole wall down.
Anyways, the rest of the team.
Anyway.
You are currently in the past tunnel. You feel that the crystal is resonating once more, and boom, you allow the vision of the past to commingle with your own sight.
Alrighty.
The rest of us are setting up camp until the vision hits us.
So we're
you think
foregoing
there's gotta be
sleep
a
for a vision, right?
No, you can
The role
have the
play,
vision before
essentially.
you sleep. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you this one. You begin to think about the things around you, Zuktmoy, the things that are ever present in. Well, you kind of already know. And then you get
Morden.
Oh, I thought I had that on silent. Then you get a vision of the Neverlight Grove. A cavern of particular beauty opens upon. Why am I saying upon instead of before? The word is literally before. A cavern of particular beauty opens up before you, with lights of ever color shining from a pure essence of life, diffused and amplified by the glow of Farazrez. I really gotta learn that word. Anyways, the glow pulses, and you can see and you can feel the light in the cavern rotting away, bursting with infection. A mushroom grows in the center of the cave, ever larger and taller. Pustules forming.
The Fezerez thing is like the color of magic in this book. Like it's the like. Whoop.
Should have just said magic, but Fezerez is good enough. No, thank you. Good enough. I honestly thank you for letting me know. But they could easily have just said with the color of magic. Well, whatever. A mushroom grows. Thank you, me. In the center of the cave, ever larger and taller. Pustules forming and seeping as its stems thickens and its cap reaches to the cavern's ceiling, forming a vast fungal tower. 2 mechanoids approach the site in awe, not minding the carpet of rot under their feet. You sense their minds come alive in wonder, and as they kneel in worship, you know they are doomed. A voice sounds out within clouds of spores that fall like snow. The voice tells the mechanoids to prepare for a gift unlike any they have ever known. You do recognize one of the mechanoids as Sovereign Philo, while somehow knowing that the other is Yisbrod before it became muted. I don't know what that means, but it just tells me that if you've been to Everlight Grove, that's what you know.
I thought we liked Philo and the other guy was shit.
This is what it tells me to tell you.
I don't know. Well, maybe it was before he was muted. Maybe it was muted made him shit. Or I don't know where this is. It's in the past. What?
I'm just going to tell you how it's written. If the characters visit Neverlight Grove, they recognize one of the mechanoids as Sovereign Philo, while somehow knowing that the other is Yisbrod before it became muted. That's literally the description it tells me.
Yisbrod's got those
That is before the
tacky.
person stopped knowing how to talk.
Yisbrod has got like a tacky necklace with his own name on it.
Yeah. Either way, they're likely being controlled now. That's what you know. Definitively.
This was a past one?
Yeah, which means it's happened.
Oh, yeah, and
Do
not.
we know how
this
long
is
ago it happened? Does it tell us? Or is it
no,
just like, this is something that happened?
This is
Bam.
something that's happened. Bam.
Oh, nice.
It's not like, this is something that happened 3 days ago at 4 p.m.
no.
Central
It
Standard
Yeah.
Time.
should be.
Do we have a perception of whether or not this happened before or after the last time we met them?
After.
Yeah, can we?
After the last time we met them. Okay,
Okay.
I'll give you that much.
Okay.
that's all we need. Oh no, Fido. Oh, that. Yeah, no, that's.
Either way.
Yeah, that's gonna make our dreams tonight better. Just these visions. Oh boy.
You come back to the rest of the team. The rest of the team does get the vision. Someone roll stealth.
Can I roll stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
not it.
I don't know why that's on. I'm sorry.
It's fine. We're
Normal.
just taking the first one anyways.
31 regular.
You find a place to camp out in the library, even though people told you not to, and you don't get found. Ow.
I'm like, you guys, nobody will ever know we're here. Come on. Let's go.
But there's like 30 people on one chandelier. Like they'll never figure it out.
No, I found a fucking, like one of those nooks in the, like, those chairs and stuff. Like those rooms where you study in. Nobody
Yeah.
ever comes back here.
Yeah, a little study nook.
They're-
Tiny hut it, just make it a black wall.
You could if you want to.
But I like the idea that the stealth roll is so good that it includes all the NPCs. So like whatever space that you find is just like crammed full of silent people.
Yeah, I mean the library was made primarily for the giants, so it checks out. You go into a nice study nook, expand it with tiny hut. Even if you didn't, it would cover all of you. Easily able to make camp in the library.
Lumen's medium to large hut.
Brack never comes back, but you know he left before you guys went to the past tunnel, so like you know he's fine. Unless he died. Which
With
would
the
be bad.
34, it's conveniently near Brack's little thing. I don't know.
No.
He's in a house somewhere.
No. Okay.
No.
No. Well, he has divine guidance.
You guys eventually wake up in the morning.
That's what happens when you're always asking your god for stuff instead of just going about your business.
You guys are semi-exhausted, but not so much that it would affect you fully in the day. At one point in time, it will affect you, but Brack is fine.
So, as far as exhaustion, do we recover any spell slots or anything like that?
You recover everything. It's just I get to give you disadvantage whenever I want, unless you take a long rest again.
Oh, that's fun. That's all right. Let's do it. Vision of the past. So,
Make a
whenever we,
Intelligence saving throw, you all fail.
yeah.
Brack eventually regroups
Boom.
with the team.
Boom! I can blame that one on you. I don't even remember what the fucking Vision of the Past was.
Brack, you go
It
back
was
into the library wondering where
everything.
your team went because they never showed up. You find Toulouse's marker. Like, they're very good at stealthing that they sometimes leave markers in the
Sorry,
area.
not Brack.
So people that are familiar with the area know where they're at. So you find his marker and you find the nook where everyone's currently sleeping.
And when I said Brack, I meant Boom. I'm sorry.
Online.
So we're all a little cranky. Yeah, are we gonna get eggs or something? Who wants? I'm hungry.
Didn't we send Brack out to pick up breakfast? He had all night to do it.
He has like a burrito
He
in
was
his hand
wait-
eating. He
Yeah.
brought nothing else.
Boom, you were the one who made us do this whole vision thing. It was your vision quest. You know how to make eggs? Have you got eggs?
I didn't say we
I
had to do
have
this
one egg
here.
on me. It's a dragon egg, but oh.
Hey,
Are you gonna try and raise it?
hey, num num.
I have no idea.
You want to make us breakfast?
Notnum is currently eating his food. He
Nom
does
Nom
state,
has made him
I
breakfast.
have rations.
You want to cast create food and water for everybody?
No.
Everyone just looks at Nom Nom
Oh,
Hang on.
like glaring eyes.
Let me see if he has that spell prepared.
I think,
it's the morning. You can pray for it.
I have
That's true.
fish rations. I like fish.
Create and destroy water.
It's just delish.
Toulouse, we're trying to break that stereotype.
Okay.
It sounds really good.
Currently eating a dried up
Like
fish.
mackerel. Just got fish hanging out my mouth.
Gothos has a bag of colding, and I'm sure there's still some. Yeah, I've got at least 35 chilled rations.
Yeah. It's not prepared, but I'm gonna say since you guys took a long rest, I can prepare it unless you want to actually eat your rations.
This is
Well,
I'm gonna eat my fish ration.
can we just all agree that Nom Nom is probably not a combat character anymore?
you're not
Sure.
planning on eating them, are you?
So can we just like fill him with utility spells if that's the
Like-
kind of
Like if we're gonna say that he's no longer a combat character.
Okay,
No,
I mean,
you told me
there's-
like a few weeks ago that we're gonna loot him for magic bits.
well, yeah.
And then you
So
said you were
this-
gonna skin him alive and sell the dragon scales for profit.
That's a misrepresentation of my intentions.
I also like that.
Yes. But just in general, if you're not going to use them for
Like-
damage
yeah,
in
like-
combat,
If and when he does return, hopefully he's doing fine. But busy guy is busy guy. He can adjust it whenever he wants.
yeah. So, healing and utility spells. If he's got some free slots, lay it on us. If not, I got rations.
Okay. I'm just gonna have
Well,
him.
Is this library in a town?
It's
No.
in a like small little alcove area where there's like small little huts here and there. There are people around, but they are all stone, so they usually don't eat.
I love the idea of us being such like barbarians that we're just like frying bacon right beside a stack of books.
I can see you
Oh, that
guys
sounds
doing
like
that.
you guys.
Okay. Nom Nom does create food and water, so you guys are fine. Toulouse, your ration is honestly better because this is magical food, and it does sustain people, but it's not that great tasting, honestly, unless you specifically create a spell for doing so, aka Bountiful Harvest, and the other one I can't remember.
I'll just eat one of my
Heroic
rations.
Feast or
Heroes
something.
Feast? Yeah.
Yeah.
Only to use spells that make food taste good. Honestly, Toulouse's rations are far better. Superior, in fact.
And yeah, well,
Boom,
is
boom,
there any
true.
sort of role that we can who's making dinner? I wanna invest a little bit in that. I like food. What are we rolling for food?
Cooking utensil? Dexterity? You got it?
Oh, I don't. Okay, but I'm still willing to roll for it. Gothos has confidence and a real.
Well, if there's magic food, I can try and prestidigitate it.
It would make it go away.
Are you trying to clean magic food?
I could try to cook.
No.
Does Toulouse want to try and cook? Some sort of dexterity thing?
Anyway,
I
you
wasn't
can. You
stalling.
just don't get proficiency if you don't have the utensils, so it's 1d20 plus dexterity.
But yeah, prestidigitation can flavor food.
I have the worst dexterity.
That is
Toulouse, if you
true.
want to roll for it.
But to be mean, I'm gonna say it gets rid of the food if it's magical.
Oh well, guess it's a good thing I was eating my rations anyway.
Okay, so what do I roll dexterity for it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, just click on the dex.
It's not bad. You do make a nice meal. It's nothing heavily fancy, but it's honestly good. It's less flavorful than standard food, but it does, nutrition-wise, do the same thing.
Hmm.
Boom drools at the dried fish. But you do eat. It is good food. Not the best tasting. It's like it's like it didn't go bad, but it's at that point in time where it kind of might have gone bad. You can't exactly tell if it's off. It's that tasting.
Gothos is like shoveling food into his mouth and like eating it really quickly. Ah, no, it's good now.
Food is food.
And then you'd be like, it needs more salt, and there's clearly salt like right beside him.
Mhm.
Might have needed a bit more salt.
Just describing me.
But you do finish the meal without too much of an issue. Nom Nom eats his rations because he knows actual food is better than magical food, unless it's specific kinds. But he does finish his meal. You guys finish yours. He preps up his utility spells for the time being because technically you're not fighting anything unless you decide to fight something. But you do rise up, pick up your tent
Which you
and
might
stuff.
have told us not to.
Disengage your spells and are ready for the day. Antidote does state, all right then, unless we mean to look into any other visions of past, present, or future, plans for current time, and then I suppose when we decide to head out to the Drow capital.
Just a quick little out of character recap. We had determined earlier from the past and present guys that the demons had, or fiends or whatever, had manifested and were at different places and are now going towards Mensa Branson. And the places that they were at were the two cities that we've been to before, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're
Just
not
putting
gonna-
everybody on the same page. They're moving towards Mensa Brands.
That seems to be the place we need to head, I guess, unless there's some reason we need to go to the places they've already been.
Well, I had a conversation with a very capable and bright person, and they told me that our best chance at making sure one of them sides against the others is to be the fungal lady.
Oh, the one we already killed?
She
What?
might not like us very much.
But we killed her?
Well, we killed her.
banished from the realm.
Yeah, killed her corporeal form in this realm.
We did?
You weren't there at
Yeah,
the
yeah,
time.
Ah, so maybe I should talk with her then.
Well,
What
was
it's
yeah,
worth,
there, you
Brack.
know.
What
sure,
it's worth,
sure,
Brack.
sure.
I wasn't there either.
That's
You-
fair.
yeah,
So the two of
And-
us can go there and have that conversation with her then.
right. And
And-
you guys are good at negotiation. And did your friend tell us what this fungal lady respected? Because we pretty much just like banished her like right quick. We didn't
Right.
get a read on anything. We just like messed her up and sent her back to where she came from.
Apparently, she likes strength and cunning.
Strength.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Actual
I mean,
strength, not little person strength.
well,
I don't know. I thought we had a lot of cunning when we took out her corporeal form.
Maybe
yeah.
she would respect that.
I mean, we killed her. So, strength and cunning. I mean,
Maybe
Yeah.
if we bring her back.
hey, no, I get the idea that she probably. I mean, I wouldn't like the person who killed me, but if she respects people from negotiating from a point of strength, we kind of proved that.
More or less. It is
Fair enough.
possible.
So, any luck? Okay, so
So did you guys have any luck with your
Vision.
after party
Um,
in the library?
yeah, well, kind of. Our myconoid friends taken over, definitely. The Duragar people that we got along with but weren't friends with also taken over. So they're coming from those cities. Depending on which we would come across first, hopefully it would be the myconoid lady. Like if we were to go from here to Menzo Branzan, hopefully we would intersect their path first. But I don't have a map on me, so I'm not sure.
That's fair.
And I learned that I still don't know anything about what's going on in the past.
Well, that's fair. I usually have the feeling that I have no fucking clue what is going on at any moment in time.
Boom, do you
Although-
try to get another vision of the past, I guess? Is that what you meant?
Well, no, it's just a joke about that it gave a vision of the past, but about something other than what he would have been vaguely interested in, but it's not a big deal. Actually, if anything, I kind of now want to talk to the Keeper of the Future stuff and find out what the future of the little egg is.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
If you have a message spell, please use it so we don't have to roleplay going through this library again.
I do not have a message spell.
What?
None of them has
Wait a
sending.
minute. Message, is that a cantrip?
You
it
would
has
not
limited
have the
range.
range of mess.
I was thinking of sending. Sorry.
None of them has sending.
Alright.
Whatever communication spells it is.
Yeah, none of them has sending. If you
that'll
want,
work.
he becomes a conduit for you guys to connect. I think it's 30 words. So what do you say?
25.
Way to shortchange
Um,
yourself.
Boom of the Thunderstone would like to know what does the future hold for this small finch-like egg that I have?
Okay, you get cut off that eye. I think.
Boom of the Thunderstorm would like to know what is the fate of the finch-sized egg. No, that's like 22.
Okay, I miscounted then. You're fine. They do.
Message gets across, but it just doesn't specify that it's yours. It gets cut off at like egg or eye. So sorry.
That's fine. They do state the egg belongs to neither the Underdark or to a giant. Therefore, I have no information on it.
All right. In that case, I guess I want to do a little bit of research before we go. I want to actually find out what kind of egg it actually is. Hopefully there's some friggin' book about birds and their eggs in here, and then
Do you say
find out
anything
about
about
Karen's
that?
meeting. I'll mention it to the party. It's kind of what I'm doing.
Like when you do sending, do you say it out loud?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I would have had to tell Nom Nom what to say, so
Oh,
yeah,
sorry. Sorry. Yeah. And then we're all like, "What happened? Oh my!" Wait. So does that mean then that it hatches outside the Underdark, or that? Because I mean, if we ate it like an omelet, they probably would have known that.
Unless
The
we ate it a lot
world's
later.
tiniest omelet.
A dragon egg is tiny?
The egg that I described is tiny.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it says a finch-sized egg. I'm assuming it's the size of a finch egg and not an actual finch.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna reframe that in my mind. But I think Gothos would still probably come from a culture we'd be like, are we gonna eat that egg?
This giant egg.
No, that even a tiny little egg is like, what do you got there, an egg?
I know.
Mm.
Gothos thinks it's a tiny dragon.
I bet it tastes good.
it could be a fairy dragon or a pseudo dragon. You know, those are tiny.
Or a finch.
Ooh, I wonder if it tastes magical.
Anyway.
Some eggs you have to not eat, otherwise you don't get things like chickens and turkey.
Nom gets hungry again and begins to eat more of his rations. Slash does state, regardless of any of that, if we do intend to decipher your egg thing, if I had to wager on what they said, it just means that this normally doesn't belong in the Underdark, therefore it has no future in it, if I had to imagine.
Well, the future could be it hatching in the Underdark if we're still here when it hatches.
No, it would be hatching outside of the Underdark, wouldn't it?
It's
At
possible.
The very least, we could go. At the very least, we can go to the person of the past, and he could tell us what kind of egg it is.
Potentially.
So it was laid by this creature.
But also, we've heard pretty definitively here, if you believe this person, future teller, that the egg's not going to do nothing down here until you bring it into the sunlight and never bring it back, ever. So,
Well, specifically
Like I
the
said,
question you
ask the person
asked
can tell
is
us
the
what it is.
hatching part, so... They also roll a
sorry.
6.
Yeah, you're right.
What laid it.
You're
Well,
right.
actually, I think I asked what the future of the egg was. It didn't specifically mention hatching.
That's what was implied.
Well, because it occurred to me there's a possibility that something happens, we just discard the thing or something like that. Like, yep, there's no value to it. It's not even fertilized. Never mind. Flick.
So are we going to spend forever in the library?
Slash does
Yeah.
state,
I threw-
we've been here for about a day and a half, and like a museum, I'm good after an hour.
Yeah.
I threw in my throw. You know, we could ask the person in the past what kind of creature laid the egg, and we'll at least know what it is, and then we can go
suppose that's fair.
Although, if
Yeah,
this egg
no,
has nothing,
what kind of egg is it?
if the egg has nothing to do with giants of the Underdark, well, will they actually know?
Probably not.
They'll tell us right. They'll tell us right now.
You go to the
You
past
have
one.
the egg in your hand.
The guy is currently there, doing his own thing. The only guy that's apparently supposed to be nice to you. I'm just gonna bring the 3 picture people. This guy. I don't think I did it in the right layer. Yes, I did.
I love how unhappy they look. So whenever you bring it up, you're like, "These motherfuckers are who you're talking to."
You took
Okay,
Not
actually,
pleased.
all right. Well, we'll go ahead and listen to what he says.
the person in the past.
Sure.
Okay. Person in the past is a man. The only one that's female is Feature. They do look towards you and go, egg, rolling. This egg seems to be something that has been brought into the Underdark quite some time ago by a man named Bob Filbert.
We've heard that name before.
It was not laid down here, so I do not know the quantifiable existence of it other than it being an egg.
Well, if you have the knowledge of the past, and Bob Filbert brought it down, wouldn't you have his past knowledge?
Don't get
Man that
snippy.
travels, merchant,
Not.
probably
No,
was a
we've
child at one time.
We've heard of Bob Filbert before. He traveled with Drisdord and he left the Underdark about 20 years ago. I'm suddenly very interested in this egg that you're carrying, Boom. I'm not interested in eating its delicious contents for now. But I am interested in what it means to Bob Filbert. You're the past guy, right?
Yes.
Is there a reference section to the library? Can we just identify the eggs? I don't
Can
know.
you tell us when it first fell into Bob Filbert's possession?
58 years ago.
What were the circumstances?
Don't know. They brought it in with them.
They brought it into the Underdark from the surface. And this whole time it's never gone rotten.
No.
And
Gave it to this
Nobody-
shadow man some time ago. By the name of.
when it was given to the
Bzz.
Shadow Man, they didn't tell the Shadow Man what the egg was. At some point in time, somebody down here in the Underdark might have said, "Oh yeah, that's the egg of something or other." Nobody said that.
I have average knowledge, sir. I don't know the entire extreme detailed of everyone's life.
Oh.
If I did, I'd be a demigod. Or a god, honestly.
Sorry.
It's fine.
I'm just trying here.
No, I get it. I understand.
Sorry.
I'm just letting you know I don't have exact detailed knowledge. The best I can do is
While
tell you that
everybody's-
someone came in with an egg, gave it to the Shadow Man by the name of and then you have it in your possession now.
While they're interrogating the Keeper of the Past, I'm going to go ahead and step out, and I am going to ask a couple of questions.
2?
So the... Huh?
2?
Nobody in particular. This is why this will work.
Okay.
It's
I ask
Um,
the void.
spending 2 charges. I ask
Ow.
the crystal.
You're asking the chamber.
So I guess I've basically got 2 questions. So the first one, I guess, will be what kind of creature lays and... Or no, what kind of creature would hatch from this egg?
You begin to resonate with the crystal itself, and doing so, it communes in a different way than it would commune with the librarians. They themselves are more finite to their own individual being, as well as the Underdark, since they primarily come from here. since you are of a surface world, you would be tethered in a different way. So when you ask this question, it may or may not be better. You honestly don't know. But when you ask it, you do get this vibrating sound within your own mind. That is a voice, but not of a entity or thing that you know of, honestly. But you do get. What was the question again? Sorry.
What kind of creature would hatch from this egg?
Okay, that's what I thought. You get the voice that resonates and does state. The individual inside seems to be that of a arcanic knowledge base. The thing inside resonates with a magic cadence, forming that of fire and brimstone. A life that will renew. A life once born, born again.
Oh,
Harry Potter and the Goblet of Blank.
Sounds a little bit like a city in Arizona.
If
that's what I would.
Moradin?
And then I guess my other question then is, when will this creature hatch or otherwise be released from this egg?
Okay. Oh, so I forgot to mention the little tidbit at the end. Born again, but a fraction of what it once was. And then you ask the second thing, and it does state. The quantifier for it to be born is to be birthed by the sun's glow. The true sun and no other.
So a day
All right.
not working here.
Yeah.
Ah, all right. Well, I think I am satisfied with those answers. I'll go ahead and step back in the room and see if they've come up with any further zany questions like, do the speckles, the pattern of the speckles indicate its origin, or what gender it might be when it hatches, or something?
Yeah. The stone giant man does state. Again, I don't have general knowledge of. Well, I have general knowledge, but not like definitive knowledge of everything. I understand you would want that, but again, not a demigod or god or whatsoever. I suppose it depends on whatever it wants to be.
If you have questions left, Boom, I have an idea for one.
What question do you have in mind?
Is there a teleportation circle we can use to teleport to the surface and then back down to where we are?
This.
Is there a fast
I want to
travel
talk to
there?
Bob Filbert as much as anybody, but I don't think now's the time.
Well, I don't know what Bob Filbert has to do with teleportation circles, but that's on you there. I just thought a teleportation circle could get us up to the surface and then back down to where we are, relatively quickly.
Before
The
you
joke is
ask that, though,
Go.
does Kobo know the spell?
No, but I have.
Then you wouldn't know what a teleportation circle is.
At all? I wouldn't have heard of one, even though I can't cast it.
You're a
Those things
street
are very
rat.
rare.
Oh.
You're a sorcerer, right? You haven't studied or anything. All of your abilities are innate. Have
Like,
you ever seen
you
a
might have-
teleportation circle?
You might have
studied-
heard of like things that teleport people to other places, but you for sure would not have the name.
I
Well,
studied
that's-
under the tutelage of Toulouse and Roswin.
Roswin was more or less a mad scientist, and Toulouse has arcanic knowledge, but not everything.
Well, let me ask
This
a
is
different question.
trickster, yeah.
Yeah.
This question doesn't require the crystal rod. Does anybody even know how to cast to transport to a teleportation circle?
What are you asking me? No. What's that?
Asking everybody.
I will
I
tell you the
mean-
NPCs don't.
All right, I think that we're settled then. Even if we had
I
one,
figured
we'd
Roz
sit there and be
would-
complaining because we don't have our bus token.
Dacha can technically plane shift, but he would have to level up again since he's lost that power.
I figured Roswin would have known something because she had like book knowledge of everything.
At the exact same
Yeah.
time, she would not have said, like, all throughout traveling, hey, do you know that magic can do blah, 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 blah?
Yeah. And if Gothos had ever seen it, it would have been like
You-
during the chaos of war.
Yeah,
and
you
it would
know
have been like
rumors.
magic bullshit. He wouldn't have been like, this is a circle. He would have been like, they're fucking bringing more in. What?
Yeah, you know rumors of, like, things that can teleport people to other sides of the world, but you don't have exact knowledge. So,
No.
defining it
Yeah,
this way would be
So I
beneficial. Like saying,
Well, Gothos has been teleported several times,
Yeah.
but there's never a circle involved.
yeah, so, like, you can say, is there anything in the area that could potentially get us to point A to point B? Like, that's a question you can definitely ask. But it's the same thing of, like, you knowing what an illithid is,
Teleportation circle was
but
too specific.
in the game, you not knowing what that is, because they don't usually say, hey, I'm your neighbor. Nice to meet you. People usually
Yeah,
die.
you're right. Okay. so-
Have you heard about this extremely technical, arcane, it's like, no.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, all right,
No, it's
sorry.
fine.
Just-
No, it's fine.
waited. Is there any
Well, and
way
again,
to
even
go
regardless-
surface and back quickly?
Well, I don't have that ability.
Well, that's what they said, not with a... what? No.
Dacia
DM,
does
what
state,
did they
I
say?
can, well, given some time and a little bit more strength, I might be able to planar shift, but that is from point A to different worlds, so I don't think that's what you need.
What do you... Kobo, what are you looking for on the surface?
Sunlight to hatch the egg.
Yeah, I feel like that's an after thing. We're kind of really on the not letting the whole demons, like, I get the idea of teleportation, that's great, but I think we're a little focus.
Antidote does state, though, like, if that's what you need, we won't be able to get there in time, so we can't obviously go to the actual surface. Since no one has this teleportation spell. But we might be able to go to the Feywild Zone again. That did have a sun and, like, giant dogs and giants. But
Okay, here's another
Possible.
thought just off the top of my head. Nom Nom, Daylight. Can I even cast Daylight? I think I might be at the point where I can.
I got the impression that that's not going to be effective enough.
Well, I don't know. Magic, it's crazy.
and I'm gonna cast daylight, nothing happens. A lot of people
Really?
are blind.
I mean, like, it doesn't we don't actually see a brightness.
Well, you incubate an egg for 10 seconds, nothing happens. Oh, incubating an egg doesn't work all of a sudden.
No, I'm gonna cast daylight for a while. The light shines in everyone's eyes. You do take retinal damage, but nothing else happens.
This is inconvenient. Alright, you proved your point, deities.
The stone giant does state again, not a deity, just a guy that knows things.
Personally, I'm in favor of thinking that we might have learned all we can learn from the library. We could learn things forever from this library, right?
Well,
There's
we
also-
learned that we didn't have to go actually look up books about birds in order to find out about this thing.
That's true. That being the case, though, if you want to learn anything else, you're more than welcome to. But we are on a clock. You definitely have a few days if you want to spam through things. But if you want to do things, honestly, earlier would be better. Unless you want to. As really, don't let the name fool you. The man then states, "All right, then let me see what I have on them." 9. Wait, why am I rolling? He would have information on this. He looks towards you and he does state, there is, well, rather, there was formerly a mantle or altar dedicated to them in Slupadoop.
Is that the one that we saw when people were going crazy and we just left it? Or was it, do we not see it?
You saw most of it. You saw the surface.
Should have desecrated it harder.
That might have made it worse.
Uh,
Like, if you consecrated it, it probably would have helped. Desecrating would probably make it worse. / better for them.
Well,
Alright.
Paladin of Conquest. I guess I should have done that shit.
I
You
think you
can
just tagged it and
break
then
that
bailed.
statue, that altar shrine thing by giving it chastity or something. That's how that
Not a
works,
med.
right?
Should have claimed it for the lady. I'm new to this whole
Helping others.
what do you call it? Well, no, it would be a jihad at that point, a holy war.
Yeah.
You mean a crusade?
Trying to, yeah, that's I was trying to think of the European word for it. Same thing.
Keep calm and be as hope.
Tobo begins to eat cereal in the background while you're discussing things.
This would be a weird flavored cereal.
Yeah,
I just hear a bag.
Goldfish.
I had to blame
I
someone.
didn't.
Sorry,
I didn't
Tobo.
have enough breakfast.
Anyways, they do state there is an altar in Slupadoop that was constructed for them. I rolled a 9, so I don't have too much more information on that. But I do know that the present might be able to assist you with that.
All right, I'm gonna take that as carte blanche. Everybody in New Orders, every religious sort of statue or symbol that you see that you're not familiar with, just go ahead and smash it. Let me know. I'll come over and sprinkle some holy water over it after.
I
good?
do not think that would be wise. Pissing off all the gods in the multiverse would not be a good idea.
Said if they didn't recognize it.
They would probably recognize it, especially the ones that have the portfolio of insight or keen insight or knowledge or past. Honestly, a lot of things.
Shrine Reckoning would appreciate it.
In general, I do not think it is wise to start desecrating things.
Okay, how about just spider symbols and what else are we dealing with down here?
Ah, you mean like as he draws a symbol of Muradin, which is like a forge on the fire, a fire and a forge.
Mhm.
Fire. You gotta be a little bit more specific.
Well, okay, yeah, no, the dwarves down here are a considerable part of our party. We all recognize the Hammer of Moradin. We've been in Gauntlgrim.
Sorry, I just have that much faith in some. As I look at Kobo, he takes some things a little bit too serious.
I'm the one he looks at.
Yes.
Yeah.
He looks for a second at Toulouse and goes like, "No, he wouldn't do anything." Immediately towards Kova.
Yeah, towards Kobo, because Kobo takes everything too literal.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
No.
Anything that you think might be an evil symbol of or a holy symbol of an evil god. Sort of a weird sentence.
I suppose it could be either Lulth, any of the surface ones that I'm not familiar with, in the dream world, or maybe the Fae.
They are not evil.
They are chaotic.
fickle. They're different.
I would not call them trustworthy. No offense to our musicians here. I feel like some of you might have a contract or something, considering that fingering speed.
None taken. This is Trip's voice now. I think it's the
Yeah.
23rd I've given him.
He's a vocalist. He's got all sorts.
He's got range. Yeah, no problem. Honestly, the Fey Queen is kind of okay. Well, the one of summer, the one of winter, though. Super odd, attractive, but not the best person.
Yeah, you guys don't like acoustic sets, huh? You're not into that shoegaze stuff?
Being cold does not mean you do not care.
Obscure genres joke. Yes.
He does
I
state.
have a compl-
Go ahead. Go.
No. You go ahead. I was going to interrupt you.
He was just gonna make a joke.
Okay, I do have one more question that doesn't really have anything to do with our current mission, but might be helpful.
Who are my parents?
That is something I would like to know. I'm refraining from being greedy.
No, you're here
I
at the
pull
library
out
of people.
Go ahead.
No, you go, man. This
This
is the place. Like, wouldn't your character be like, this is the font of all knowledge? Like, hey, past guy, look at me.
No, I've already got some idea from my necklace, but I keep that hidden and I don't show a lot of people. But I go ahead and pull out of my backpack a stone wrapped in a thick leather cloth, and I open the cloth, not touching the stone but holding it. Say, can you identify this? What does this actually do? And I'm going to read from my inventory here the chrysalis stone that I got from a floating crystal in a pool of magic water in a cave.
Man, that's so while back. The man looks towards you and goes, I don't have identify, but let's take a look at what the past shows me. I think pretty good. They do like look into the future, past, present, and then realizes that they are the past dude.
They see all realities before forgetting 2 out of 3 of them and only remembering one.
Honestly, I forgot what I was saying, so I just said something entirely remembered. They look into the past and they do state that is something that grew out of the very sinkhole that was created some time ago, merging both entities of the Feywild into the Underdark. And then soon after, I was about to say Shadowfell, but that made no sense. The Abyss into our own plane once more. It is a pool of magic, seeping in and growing, until it created a chrysalis form. I don't want to be that guy, and I'm not trying to be mean. I don't have detailed knowledge on everything.
It's just like a chrysalis transforms. Shit.
I know it's an important crystal because Roswin gave it to me before she left, and I know it's powerful, but I don't know what it does or how to use it. That's why I asked.
All right, I'll explain it in this way. Magic usually doesn't become a crystal, much less a chrysalis type of thing. A chrysalis is indicative of transformation, in a sense. Usually it's like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly, but it first turns into a chrysalis form to become said butterfly. This may become something else so long as you're able to understand it better. I'm not exactly the best with magic, just knowledge. Perhaps finding someone with this skill set might be better for you. There is always if you want to speak with anyone that has that type of knowledge.
Good old missing no.
He wouldn't tell me what it did, but he did take some of the water that I collected with the stone. He still wouldn't tell me what it actually did.
Don't expose it to sunlight. No.
Probably was fearful of what you might use it for, I suppose, or didn't describe it right. I wasn't there, so I don't know. I also don't remember you asking him. I'm sure you did. I just don't remember.
Yeah, because I had a flask of water from that same magic pool, and he very gladly took some of it, but he didn't tell me what it was or what it was going to do. And I told him of the chrysalis stone, which he very much wanted, but I didn't give it to him.
Oh yeah, he wasn't going to tell you what it was unless you asked him. And even then, he might have not told you.
He didn't.
That apparently happened.
Yeah, I did ask him. He didn't tell me.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That sounds
I mean, the stone giant did state he might have been fearful of what you might use it for. So you know it's strong.
No, I didn't. I know it's powerful. I just don't know what it does. And if I knew what it did, I might be able to use it in some way, shape, or form. Maybe it could be helpful to our current demon lord hunting expedition. I just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you'd never told him about the Demon Lord thing. You just wanted stuff, specifically magic stuff, and that's what you spoke with. You did tell him, like, hey, what is this? And it's like, I'm not going to tell you. I do want it. So, like, giving him that information might help now, but more or less, he was fearful of you guys using it for wrong things.
I have two quick questions for different librarians.
Yeah. I'm going to say they all meet up to have tea in the past dude's room. They're all there.
We make high tea for them. I get some meat from my bag of colding. I think I still have a cow in there. They probably haven't had cow in a long time.
They've never had cow.
Yeah, it's gonna be delicious. They'll love it. Toulouse, do you want to cook this perhaps with some assistance from someone? Maybe like a dexterous, like you guys can pay attention while I ask some questions. You pay attention to the meat.
Roman cooking again.
I love it.
Another dex.
So we'll set up a little grill or something. The meat's frozen, so you can slice it real thin. It's like Korean barbecue. You've probably never heard of Korea. It's a small goblinoid colony. That makes Korea sound bad. Goblins for life, but
That depends if it's
So are
a
we-
North Korean or a South Korean.
So are we changing systems now? We're going from 5e to burger time?
yeah, no.
5 to Shadowrun. 19 is pretty good. I guess no one helped, so it's all on Toulouse. They painstakingly make the food.
Okay, I'll flavor the
No,
meat.
too late. Too late.
No, I can do that afterwards to fix the
Too
ruined meat.
late. Like, you guys get distracted and Toulouse has to painstakingly make the food. Season
Maybe
it properly.
someone could
Cook it. Even
some
plate
music
the
to-
entire table there. Like, everyone's, like, distracted, not paying attention, or, like, eating or making their own food because they don't trust in Toulouse. They don't believe in Toulouse, but they prove them wrong. It
Those
is.
beliefs in Toulouse.
Gothos probably does
I'm
believe in
gonna roll
Toulouse.
dex again just
So
to be
does
like,
Kobo.
man.
Kobo totally believes in Toulouse.
Kobo
That's why he
specifically doesn't believe in Toulouse. I'm just kidding.
God.
You just forgot to help her.
Hi.
Honestly. Sorry, him. You just forgot to help him. So it's all on Toulouse. They make the food, and it's honestly very, very good. You use actual food material rather than fake food. And all the librarians like Toulouse now. He's their favorite. Everyone else,
Yay!
they can kick it as far as they care.
Because it was like, I supplied this and sliced it thin, maybe. Hello, and also I was wondering, have you ever heard of my old squad?
Just me, Gothos. They only like me, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, Toulouse. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was a pretty good ham steak.
Yeah. I mean, they're still willing to hear you out, but you know they like Toulouse better. So what was the question you were asking?
No, I was gonna ask, like, maybe if the past guy maybe knew where my old squad had been, and maybe, yeah, I know I made, or the present person, not the past person.
Yeah,
maybe they knew where my old squad was currently. And then maybe I might, bring a 12. Okay, well, let's hear that first.
They have modifiers, but go on.
Yeah, and then after that, I thought, I'd maybe bring like a fried egg on some of that delicious Toulouse meat over to the future person and be like, hey, I was kind of making fun of you earlier about the future being stupid and stuff, but in a future where I actually complete my goal there of killing Magoubliet, where's my old squad gonna be then? I want to hear the now and then.
You get Boom's egg, crack it on top of the food. Boom is mortified. No, you don't.
I think I am going to block that from happening.
Nothing happens. Gothos tries to. You slap his hand away. He goes into his own rations, finds an egg. Does it himself.
Yeah, the tiniest quail egg. No, I made a point of saying I wasn't going to eat that one.
Yeah. You find a spider egg, crack it on top. Yeah, technically spiders have eggs.
Yeah, I mean,
Lots of
we've
them.
never determined whether or not Tannhauser lays infertile eggs, being a creature of the astral realm summoned through my own celestial powers. That sounds like a good tasting egg to me. I don't know.
Sounds like magic eggs, so tasteless. You ask them while they're eating. The present guy, they both don't like you, but they're gonna give you attitude no matter what. You're not Toulouse. He does state, from what I can tell, the goblins within your own realm, or rather realm of knowledge, half of them have died. The other half are currently burying them.
Yeah, that sounds pretty regular, actually. I was asking about what were the names? Sonny Boy, Charlie Scars, Sammy No Legs,
Tiny
old
Tim,
squad.
Big Tim, and Jeffers. Yes. Unfortunately, Jeffers did not make it. But they are currently within...
That always happens to twins. Ugh.
Poor Jeffers and Tiny Tim. The best twins.
Although, boy, those names are a reminder why I never liked going to the triage tents.
They do stay. Right now, they are near a town named Skadova.
And that's not one that's currently implicated in the demon
Don't think.
for a fiendish invasion. Skadova.
It's not big enough to be on any map. It's like a tiny residential area. A hamlet, honestly.
Wow, an epic Shakespearean play.
Not that hamlet.
Or a small Ukrainian town. No. Get out of here, politics. Skadova.
The future,
SK apostrophe.
the future one does state, if things are going... Oh, wait, sorry, wrong cadence. If things are going to go the way they're going right now, then they'll likely be dead. So in the ground, I suppose. But if what you want to happen does happen, then they will likely continue to pursue other goblins in the area. So more than likely they will be at... I was about to say Venezuela. Because you said
Just
Korea.
mispronounce it to make it work. It's Venezuela.
I'm not the Nazi, damn it.
Then they will likely be at Valoa.
I guess I do have
Well,
two more questions. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry. I'm
No,
not-
that was pretty much it. So if
What is-
everything, if the dice come up in my favor, they're gonna be at Valoa,
Correct.
and if I die, they're gonna die. But right now they're at Skadova.
Yes. Kobo, you were saying.
Oh, yes. I suppose I do have two more questions. Kind of encouraged by Gothos there.
They look at you begrudgingly, because they always do.
I kind of look left and right, seeing everybody around. I very cautiously reach under my shirt, and I take out my medallion. This has to do with my family. And so far, all I know is that it is the crest of a golden dragon. Can you tell me more?
Which one are you asking?
Past, present, and future. I don't know.
Roll persuasion.
Hold on a second.
Because you're now
You
asking
didn't-
all of them
You
to
can bring
tread
them
on
breakfast.
each other's territory.
I'm not asking them to tread. I'm just asking for, a past, a present, and a future. So I could be theoretically asking.
You're-
for three.
You're questioning the maiden, the mother, and the crone all at once, and asking them to contradict each other,
Potentially.
or to play
not
the
asking-
part, or to
I'm not
swirl
asking to
in their
contradict each other,
chaos. You know-
Contradicting each other is like the exact opposite of what I want to do.
I misspoke when I said contradicting. I meant to say, they're all kind of they're playing off each other. It's not a.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I will ask the past. What do you know of my symbol?
You generally want to give each of them. I was about to say, since you're only asking one specifically, you don't have to roll, but natural 20 is a natural 20. You usually want to give
I'll
each of
ask
them
all
a
three,
different
yes.
question. That way they are aligned with their own vision. Natural 20 is a natural 20, though. The person in the past
The
does.
question was vague. It was, what do you know?
It's good enough.
Past stuff, you might know present stuff, you might know future stuff. So
If it's that
I
vague,
rolled
then they can just say nothing. But again, natural 20 is a natural 20.
Natural 20.
The past man
I'm gonna learn about my past.
does
learn about
state,
my character.
I know nothing. The present guy says, I know nothing. And the future guy does say, you will die.
Oh, while
That
we're
is
at the
so-
future guy,
oh, really? That's what they say?
Yeah, but the past guy does state, because he's a little bit, nicer to you guys, the only way that can happen is if some entity blocked themselves and those protecting each other with magic, and it had to be high arcane magic. Based off of the symbol I see in front of me, that is an ancient gold dragon medallion. Something very... I'll put it this way. Golden dragons do not come down here without want or intent. So bringing you down here is likely a way of protecting you, if not for a reason on their own. I can potentially bypass this, but I would need to use... No, I am the nice one to you, so I'll use my own. He goes into his pocket and inside of a satchel bag he takes out one of the crystals that I think this guy gave to Boom. He has his own. He has more than his own, but you only see that he brings out one. He uses it and begins to charge it up with radiant energy until it shatters. Basically, he wasted all the charges in one go. To give you more information on it.
Okay. Now, the information to my character backstory, Kobo doesn't know it, but if
Yeah.
you reference it.
Wait, so that crystal rod was destroyed so that Kobo could friggin' avoid going on to Ancestry.com?
Oh, hardy har.
I mean, it
Kobo's,
does beat selling your DNA to a store.
Which reminds
Does-
me,
Does Kobo get any like memories of his like very, very early childhood? You know, like does he see
I
the
know
face of
that
his
my
mother
mother-
or anything like that?
Yeah, I know that my mother abandoned me on the doorstep of an elderly couple in the Underdark because of when I was born. I was born with scales, and it freaked her out. And
Yeah, but
I
break
also
my
know that she
heart,
left-
give me the
yeah,
goodbye. You know.
Yeah. I also know that she left this one medallion around my neck, and then I think it was Wire who was able to tell me that it was the symbol of
Mhm.
a gold dragon. But other than that, I don't know. And I thought,
I love you, my son.
cheer up, kid. Back when I was going to school, some of the students went ahead and left their offspring in the trash piles.
wow.
Let's
You're
see
actually describing regular kobold practice. It keeps the eggs warm. It's a naturally nutritious source after they wake up. This is official lore, people. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I've read the Cobalt. I think it got like 4 pages worth in
Man, unfortunately, the way it's written, Milo,
Milo.
Milo?
Yeah.
Milo.
it does state, the man does state,
Otis.
the way it is written, Milo, Kobo. I don't know which one's your true name, but this is the name I see in your birth. It is a thing of confusion. Yours is the line of a dragon, born in infancy, given to a mother. This dragon, long ago, formed a pact. I don't know if it is of marriage or other, since various dragons do not do so. But down the line, your own lineage did grow within yourself, revealing the scales of a dragon. I am unsure if your father is a dragon in itself, but your mother understood that this was to come one day. Rather than of fear, more of concern, they gave you away to another.
So my mom did it to protect me?
Rather to hide you away from those looking for another.
And in doing so, she puts you in the path of the Eldeath.
Technically true. Yeah. Also, Kobo, the way it is written in your stuff, it honestly doesn't tell me who your dad is, just who your
Oh, yeah,
great
my dad could-
grandfather was.
My dad could theoretically be anybody.
Yeah,
because
they can be
the
anybody.
bloodline has festered for 7 generations, but there is a thing in there about the halfling script, which I can't actually read halfling. I can only talk halfling.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't
And-
have recognized it. That could be.
Enter a cavalcade of halfling bards.
Yeah. But they do state.
Mama loved music.
And then there's the locket thing that can leave to your imagination, however you want to use it.
Yeah. They do state. The inscription on the medallion itself reads the name. I'm gonna butcher this. Sorry, Kaba. Swizaraz.
Oh,
Oh wait a
jeez.
second, hold on. Let me scroll up.
Swizzeraz.
Swizzeraz.
Wizzeraz.
I actually had to look that up. That's an official. Forgotten Realms Gold Dragon.
Yep. It is
It's a Swiss wizard. Turn dragon.
a
No.
Swizzard, if you will. This is your bloodline.
So I'm from the Golden Dragon Swizzeraz.
Various generations apart, but yes.
That's one hell of a birth defect.
I'm pretty sure that birth defect literally manifested as magical blood.
It's more of a
I mean, not-
recessive gene than a birth defect, but sure.
I was being sassy.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's what you get with a natural 20.
So, Koba, how do you feel there? What are you, dragon lineage? I mean, you always suspected, but what's this?
It's
Yeah?
better than being Cobalt. I was always
You got
made
a
fun of
name?
for that.
None looks at you
Yeah, he said
distastefully.
Milo.
Well, you got
Hey,
a name now. That's in like a name that people have heard of, huh?
What's wrong with Cobalt, you little spurt?
That's what that's what Nam says.
Just out of curiosity, does he find my last name?
No. No.
If you want to get into technicalities, not Kobo, Nom Nom would actually be really jealous.
He would be.
Yeah,
'Cause
because
He's
any
because-
direct lineage to a dragon, they like.
he's jealous
I think
and
it's-
offended. You
yeah.
can be both.
I agree.
I was always made fun
He's
of. I was
al-
always told my mother fucked a Cobalt, and that's why I look like this.
Nam says, "What's wrong with
Rocks
that?
at me.
Nom
I
Nom's
mean, a
all of a sudden
dragon is
rocks.
better, but what's wrong with a kobold?"
Be careful, Kobo, you're punching down. It's not too late for Nom Nom to become a vengeance paladin.
Nam gets over it. He's not Eldeth. He's more or less just sad that he's not a dragon, but oh so upset that you don't like kobolds.
Hey, the Terminator paladin wasn't Eldeth either.
Well, it's not that I don't like kobolds. I like Nom Nom just fine, but I was always teased and made fun of, like my mother was a whore for sleeping with a cobalt, and that's why I look like I did and why she abandoned me.
Nam understands.
While still being jealous and offended.
He also wants to know the name. Yes, he also wants to know the names of the people that offended you, so he can kill them for making fun of kobolds. But that's a later story.
So now
Basically,
that
everybody in the town that I'm from.
now that you're all proud of being a half dragon,
Yeah. The present guy also states, "I'm not
You
going to do
wanna
that for you."
Oh wait, no. At this height, he is not a half dragon.
hey, no, listen. Let me give 1 second. Just talking to my friend Kobo here. So you feeling good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
Okay.
he find my last name or no? I'm sorry, I forgot.
No.
Dragons. I don't know too much about dragons, but they tend to have titles. You know, more like you know, they don't necessarily need two names. That's how kind of good dragons. And now that we have the one name of the dragon, that's I guess your father now, right?
Yeah, or my grandfather, my lineage. Yeah, my father.
Oh, the lineage. So it's not the direct father. Okay, so that's
Wait,
gonna
sorry.
lessen the blow.
He the way you phrased it, he wouldn't know that, but he would know your mom's. He would state, your mother's maiden name rather, is Weatherby. Maybe she gave you it as well, but I did not read it within the vision.
So my name is actually Milo Weatherby.
Milo for sure. Weatherby, I'm not entirely sure.
Right. Actually, did you get the dragon's title with his name?
No.
Well, when I out of character, when I say title, you know, dragons just tend to have a name like Cher. You know, you don't need like.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh no, out of character, the name of this dragon is Swizraz the Abomination Scorcher.
Yeah.
That was his official name and title.
They say no.
Okay.
I got to learn that.
They say no.
Yeah, but like, yeah. But it's not like they have a last name or anything. It's just like the dragon's name is just like nobody else is using the dragon's name. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say no. Like, that's too much pertinent information for the surface.
Okay. And that was from the past.
Yes. The present guy says, I'm not going to do that for you.
Oh, I thought I had to roll, and I rolled a natural 20 because I was asking the past, present, and future.
No, I'm just going to give you that to the past guy. The future and present guy don't like anyone except Toulouse.
This egg hollandaise is fantastic, Toulouse. I mean, I haven't had this in centuries.
Says
I
the
know,
present
right?
guy.
Can you?
They do tell you that this is magically locked in, which means unless they actually like you, they're not going to do anything for you. So you know that the only way this
Should
force...
I roll persuasion to see if they like me?
No, they still don't like you.
They don't.
The book tells me they don't. They'll work with you, but they don't like you.
You can only bring them so many breakfasts before that wears off.
I will state,
Yeah,
though,
probably one.
that with the magic still active, the progenitor is still alive.
So,
The progenitor of his, so like the patriarch, the big granddaddy dragon. That's what you're referring to.
Yes.
so he's still alive? Where is he? Can I meet him?
The past guy does state, I know where he was. Present, I'm not going to tell you that. Future guy, he'll die soon enough.
Aw.
Hey, Kobo.
Kind of a downer dip on this high information there.
You still going by Kobo, or what was that other name they kept calling you?
Milo?
Milo Weatherby.
Milo Weatherby?
That's my name. That's my real true name.
Milo
I have a real
Weatherby?
name. That's awesome.
So now you know that. Like, what are your intentions to? I mean, with regards to meeting to your father.
Murder him.
I'm gonna meet my father as Milo Weatherby. But I know
Go
you
through
guys, you
Paladin
guys-
of Conquest. No.
Oh, I'm gonna go up to
I-
Nom Nom, and I'm gonna whisper
I
into
know.
his ear. So in Nom Nom's ear, I'm gonna whisper. I think the real reason they were picking on him was because of that name.
Milo.
Maybe. It is a good sounding name, and they would extremely be jealous about it. Like Nom Nom.
In my head, you're doing this, like this cat person comes up and whispers right in the ear, and like me, Gothos and Kobo are having a conversation, so you just like run right up. He's like, "What are you doing, pal?"
Nom Nom does state. Talking about
I can
names.
hear you.
Yeah. You guys state this. They finish their meal. They do thank Toulouse and no one else. But the past guy, the only guy that actually likes all of you, does state, if you need anything else, just let us know. The future and present guy leave while he's talking, so they're also rude to each
Oh,
other.
before the future guy leaves, there was one thing I wanted to ask him.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like there's something I know about the future too, but I wanted to run this by you just to be sure. For some reason, I can't shake the feeling that whichever bard or historian chronicles our adventures here in the Underdark, that they're going to do an absolutely terrible job of it. Do you see that in the future?
Wow.
They will likely
actually
do an
asked that
adequate
out
job
loud.
detailing the truth and nothing but the truth. Embellishing
I
nothing.
guess. Are we just gonna
As long
like
as they don't put it
turn
in
to
PDF form.
Volt and Trip and the rest of the team and be like, so I guess does that mean you guys are never gonna do a song about us? Huh? That's how we're gonna spin this?
Vault does state, we could if you wanted us to. Trip to state. Yeah, why not? Totally willing to make a song. You just need to request it and then, pay us to do that. We're not bards that, do it for free.
But did they not just hear like the like future people being like, it would only be mediocre?
It's more like no embellishing.
Okay.
I too am a bard, and I like embellishing. Wait a second, and I'm part of the party.
No, actually, yeah, if you want to like report events as they happen and also add some sick licks.
Yeah.
I believe you call them.
It's basically
Wait a minute.
chronicling your adventure, but telling the whole truth instead of just the triumphs. It's also going to tell your failures, and a lot of them. The time you blew up a house.
Farts spelled the worst.
Kobo, you're not chronicling this on an illusionary scroll, are you?
Hardy har.
And more to the point, you're not chronicling things we could have done but don't, and leaving out things that we would have done because it wouldn't have made sense.
No, just making us sound more badass. That's what I would do.
I guess somehow your version of the manuscript's probably going to fade into obscurity then.
You take a quick glance at what he's writing currently, and he does have it written. And then Gothos jumped over a 60-foot tall chasm, landing on a giant snake, and then beating it to death with his own teeth.
Okay, so this is the movie version of
As it was
More or
said,
less.
it's
Stage play
basically
version.
correct.
Yeah,
You
based on a
know,
true story.
I endorse this interpretation of the story.
I
And then
I want
there
to see
was
the
Boom
part
the
where I'm
Cowardly.
way in the back and nearly get slaughtered.
And then there was Boom, the cowardly wizard. No.
Yeah, you guys begin to more or less let them leave. And even if you didn't, they would leave anyways because they don't like you. The past guy's still here. He's fine with you guys. He more or less...
He's got more eggs to eat.
He more or less states. Right. If you need anything else done here, I would suggest doing it, but we are running out of time. It does take 2 weeks to get to Menzo and Berenzin, and you do have time if you want to take it, but if not, better to get there early to potentially do and have a plan rather than last-minute preparation.
We need to consult a map right now. Where are we now? Where are the two cities that we know are,
He more or less
you
makes
know,
a facsimile map, which just means point A, point B, and point C. This is the current distances based off of time frame of day. So it takes about 2 weeks from point A to point C. Point B is where they're currently at, and point D is where the fungal queen is.
real quick. If I were to draw 4 circles.
So this is definitely a keeper of the future question.
Which one are we? And which one are the two? Which one is Menzo Berenzin?
Menzo, Berenzin, more obtuse one is you guys. Big one is Pudding Guy. And this is the Fungus Queen.
I should have filled them in differently. And let me add some color real quick. Or does somebody help? Everybody help me add color.
Anyways, this is you.
Okay.
This,
So we're here.
yeah. This is Menzo Berenzin.
Okay, so we have to choose left or right. I love it. Perfect.
This is Jubilex. This is Fungus Queen.
Okay.
And you don't know
And-
where the other guy is. But you have
Okay,
a
and-
distinct knowledge of where he is, which would be
Yeah.
Sloopadoop.
Okay, Sloopadoop, which isn't depicted by my wonderful artistic skills. But we had been advised by these 3. Hey guys, I'm a gambler at heart, but I believe in playing the odds. So we've been advised that best case scenario, we can actually manipulate one of these fiendish gods, or not gods, fiendish entities,
Demon
as it
lords.
were. Yeah. Thank
What was
you.
the one to the northwest?
Thank you, voice in the sky.
Giant
Into
that's in the room. Welcome.
yeah, that's great. So we can either manipulate them or just kill them. And the best one that we have a chance to manipulate is the fiendish female myconoid. Because, quite frankly, we've already sent her back to her own realm. So that's a positional leverage. So if it doesn't work, well, we can just send her back again. And if it does work, well, here we are with new options.
Oh, and did we have any advance on the Fungus Queen? Is she immune to fire, or was it somebody else?
Most of them are
Fire
on fire.
Yeah, fire was deemed a bad idea all around. You want holy or radiant damage, much the way that me or Bract can infuse our beings with the light of a god. I'm sure you've seen it. Do you not? Sorry.
Yeah, when you're making this plan, the giant does state, be that as it may, and whatever plan you do plan to make, I do suggest you visit with Zezaran before fully making your way there. They do have a more detailed map within the area.
And Zezaran is where exactly?
They
On
give
the
you information on where to find them, but honestly, it just says when the characters have discovered all they have been looking for, they go to Zezaran. If they don't, he seeks them out.
Ah, he's one of those guys. All right, so
You
I
just didn't meet him.
imagine.
I guess.
Sure. Yeah. Next session.
Yeah. He's 2 blocks over.